Hi there everybody, on today's video I have this Lexus CT200h. This is a 2013 and I'm going to be changing the oil and the oil filter. And I'm going to start by opening the oil filler cap and pulling the dipstick out. Okay, so now we're going to get the car up and we're going to drain the oil from underneath and also tackle the oil filter from underneath. Okay, so looking at the car from underneath, we need to open this cover here to get access to the drain bolt, and we need to open these clips, which are a little bit tight, but you can use one of these to open them and then just pull them out. We have just a few of them. Now you can hold this cover with one of the clips. There's a little hole in here. Just put the clip inside into this other panel and then close it in there, and that will keep this open for you. And that will allow us easier access to, well, the drain plug there and the oil filter there. Now we'll get that open and drain the oil. So get yourself an oil pan to receive that oil. With a ratchet and a 14mm socket, you can open this. And remember, if the engine's been running, the oil will be hot, so be careful not to burn yourself. So that was the little washer that was just stuck there. Okay, now we're gonna tackle the filter housing there while the oil drains. I'm gonna use one of these tools here. I think this one fits just about right. And again, I'm not sure how they measure these ones, but it reads in there 65, 67, 14. But when I bought this, whole set came with it, so I think this particular one has like two sizes in it, One is slightly bigger in the outer, and then you have another one. So we'll give that a try anyway. So I'm going to use this other one. This is a 6514. Now you will notice we have this it's like a locking pin just sitting there on the side. That little metal pin there, which sometimes tends to crush, or not, it tends to touch the side of the housing here, stopping it from turning basically. So we could just, we may need to open it a little bit as we turn the filter. That is a bit tight. And don't forget the oil pan, as some oil will drip from there. Okay, so that's the house in there, and as it comes off and you undo it, that little metal clip here, or pin, it wedges against these little flaps here. So you just have to lift it up a little bit, or push it out of the way a little while you take this off. Now that's the filter there. You can just take it out. So I've got the new filter there. That's the one I'm using. It's the part number there. That just goes in there. And then there's a little gasket, rubber gasket in here that we need to change. That rubber gasket comes with the kit anyway, so you'll have it in your filter box. get it sitting in the right place, and then I'm just gonna apply a little bit of grease around that. And that's it, then we can put this back. Okay, that's it. There's 25 Newton meters, which is not a lot, so that should be enough. We can refit the sun plug back in there. So we can close this off now. Not much force needed for that at all, just get it closed, and that should be fine. If you find it's leaking a little bit, you can tighten it a little bit, but they normally are okay, and they don't need a lot of force at all. Okay, so the filter housing is on, the sun plug bolt is on. All we need to do now is close this flap here again. We'll close this and then we can concentrate on getting the oil on. Okay, that's it. I'm going to lower the car now and we're gonna put some oil in. Now we're ready to top up some oil, and looking at the manual here, this is quite a thick manual. We have the oil capacity, which states this car takes 4.2 liters if you change the filter. If you haven't changed the oil filter, it takes 3.9 liters. So around 300 mils goes into the oil filter housing, and also they show us here the type of oil that we can use. Now it says 0W20 is filled into your Lexus vehicle at manufacturing, and the best choice for fuel economy and good starting in cold weather. If 0W20 oil is not available, 5W30 oil may be used. Now today I'm going to be using 5W30 Castrol, and one of the reasons I'm going to be using 5W30 is because Toyota recommended us the last time we changed the oil on a Prius to use the 5W30 in different intervals, and that's because the 0W20 tends to dry up a little bit, and then it clogs up the EGR valve, which then requires cleaning and unblocking. Otherwise it kind of makes a really horrible noise. Now if for some reason you didn't have your manual, you could always refer to your dipstick for oil quantities. Your manual also will show you that this dot here is the low mark and this is the full mark. So say you put 3 liters of oil in the car and the oil comes up to somewhere here, then you will know you need to top up a bit more up until the full. And once you're in the full, you need to do it in slow amounts so you don't go over. But once you're in the slow, you can run the engine for 5 minutes or so, and then switch it off and let it stand there for another 10 minutes or so, and then double check this. And you might notice that your oil will be a little bit down here, because some of it will go into the oil filter housing, and then you can top up a little bit more to be in the full mark. Normally through the year, if you're checking your oil, it should be around the middle here or higher. Obviously if it's in the low, you would have to top up, and then perhaps you might be losing oil somewhere. And use a funnel if you don't want to make a mess. Okay, those Castrol containers are 4 liters. So we would just have to add another 200. So as we can see here, this is almost at the full. If we check again, it will probably be on the full, and then we'll add another 200, which will go up a little bit, and then that will go down as we run the engine, because that oil will go to the filter housing. And that's pretty much it. So I hope this video helps, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.